COPWATCH, policing the police every single day.
About 2 billion users with turning off location settings might not stop Google from tracking where you go. According to an Associated Press investigation, many Google services still log a user's location even when certain privacy settings are turned on. Google says users can control what information the company tracks by turning location history off. But the AP says some Google apps store a user's time-stamped location data without asking. If users want to prevent that data from being stored, they'll have to turn off a second setting called Web and App Activity. The outlet estimates this affects about 2 billion users with devices running Google's Android operating system and hundreds of millions of iPhone owners who use Google's Map app. In a statement to the AP, Google seemed unfazed by the report. The company said, "We provide clear descriptions of these tools and robust controls so people can turn them on or off and delete their histories at any time."
Report exposes Google tracking user data even when location history is off. By the Free Thought Project, August 14, 2018. Android and iPhone users may be under the impression that Google is not tracking their location data if they've turned off location history on their devices. After all, the Google support page says, with location history off, the places you go are no longer stored. But a new Associated Press investigation showed how that is not really the case. Some Google apps still automatically collect users' location markers, information it can use to benefit its advertising revenue. To wit, Google stores a snapshot of where you are when you merely open its Maps app. Automatic daily weather updates on Android phones pinpoint roughly where you are. And some searches that have nothing to do with location, like chocolate chip cookies, or kids' science kits, pinpoint your precise latitude and longitude accurate to the square foot and save it to your Google account. The problem lies with Web and App Activity setting, which is on by default, and stores a variety of information from Google apps and websites to your Google account. This information is stored under My Activity. To illustrate the location data still collected when a user's location history is paused but the Web and App Activity setting is still on, AP displayed a map of locations visited by a Princeton postdoctoral researcher and Android user over a several-day period based on data that was still saved to his Google account. Getting rid of those location markers, AP reported, is a painstaking process. Although users can find them at myactivity.google.com, they're typically scattered under several different headers, many of which are unrelated to location, AP reported. The new investigation comes a month after House Republicans sent a letter to Larry Page, the chief executive of Google's parent company, Alphabet, as well as Apple CEO Tim Cook, about their privacy practices, including location tracking. If you're going to allow users to turn off something called location history, then all the places where you maintain location history should be turned off, Jonathan Meyer, a Princeton computer scientist and former chief technologist for the Federal Communications Commission's Enforcement Bureau, told AP. That seems like a pretty straightforward position to have.
Here's another example that tech companies are violating their promises to protect user privacy.
Now, Google tracks your location even when privacy settings are supposed to prevent that. An investigation by the Associated Press finds Google stores your location when seeking directions or making unrelated searches. This affects more than 2 billion worldwide Android and iPhone users. Lawmakers are now vowing to increase the oversight of data collection practices.
Police use who may want to retaliate against him physically.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.